Hello boys and girls, this is ImAnderZEL of course, and oh yes, it is time for some more Battlefield 3 gameplay. And I actually plan to do a little bit of Swedish commentary, not talking in Swedish, but commentary about Sweden and like our values and traditions and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys... A shitload of you guys has been asking for that. I'm sick of all the messages on how Sweden is. So I'm gonna kind of tell you guys, and I'm sorry the Swedish viewers, the Swedish subscribers, the Swedish poolers, because you guys probably already know this, but there might be some traditions me and my family have that are different to yours, so yeah, I'm hoping that at least. So I'm from a pretty small family actually. I don't have like a super huge amount of cousins or stuff like that, and to be honest, I like my family. I mean, like except for my mom and dad and stuff like that. But I don't really hang out with them and never really have done that so much. It's basically like when we celebrate Christmas, it's mostly like we celebrate with our grandmother and our other grandmother, basically, and also a relative to my father's uncle, who's now dead, sadly. He was actually a really nice man. He was a really nice man. I won't name any names, so to say, because, yeah, but basically, I don't want to like drag my family into into all my craziness on YouTube without their consent, so to say. But basically, we usually celebrate. Let's start with like Christmas, for example. I did talk a little bit about Christmas before. Christmas is a pretty standard Swedish tradition. I mean, most Swedes celebrate Christmas, of course, but not for the reason you think. It's more about family and gift giving and having a good time, and especially about the food here in Sweden. It's a lot to do with the food. I mean, as soon as you get grown up, I mean, the presents are just a little bonus. Like, oh, that's very nice, a pair of underwear. Thank you, mom. You know my size. That's nice. I don't have to buy them myself because I'm lazy. No, in all seriousness, I do buy my own underwear too, so don't worry. that just makes me sound like I'm extremely weird. Get to the point. Basically, Christmas is more about food when you're grown up in Sweden. Food and being with your family. And I gotta say, I mean, my mom, she's a really good cook. I mean, she knows how to make those old-fashioned foods like meatballs and stuff like that. And you guys might be thinking, oh, meatballs and pasta, that's like Italian stuff. Fuck no, it's Swedish all the way. Or maybe not with pasta, but meatballs with potatoes and brown gravy, or as we say in Sweden, brun sauce. But basically, you don't eat brun sauce for Christmas, or at least not my family. We eat a ham sauce actually, but it works as good for like all kinds of meat products. It's amazingly good. It's like my mother's recipe. I can't tell you guys the exact recipe because then she would be pissed. But it's basically like black currants or black currant. Instead of the red berries, it's the black berries. Basically, cranberries. No, I think they're called black currant berries or something like that. Basically, with the mustard and like some special spices and a little bit of sugar too, and it gives you this like incredibly good tasting. Sweet sour sauce that tastes it's so good. It's just very good. It's incredibly tasty, and I mean, I literally eat like a glass of that sauce during like the 2 days you celebrate Christmas, or that we celebrate with our families. Since we're grown up, we have to like work and shit like that. As a kid, we celebrated Christmas for almost like a week. But now when me and my brother go home and celebrate, we usually have to go home after 2 or 3 days. Since, yeah, I got YouTube, I gotta feed myself, so to say, and he got his job, so Yeah, that's basically it. And then we have something that's typically Swedish, that I don't think any other country celebrates. We got Midsommar. It's basically the middle of the summer, when basically it's actually not the middle of the summer, but it's when the days are as long as possible. And where I live in the middle of Sweden, where the sun, when it's Midsommar or the middle of the summer, the sun doesn't set until around 11 o'clock at night, and it really doesn't set. It's still like the entire world has a night light. It doesn't become dark at all, and the sun rises around like 4 o'clock or something like that. So basically we have sun like 24/7. I mean, or not sunlight, but it's still kind of light outside. I would say we have sunlight, as I said, between like 4 o'clock in the morning to about 11 o'clock at night, around that time. So, as you might expect, it's extremely dark during the winter instead. I mean, there's a reason why people here in the upper parts of Sweden, the northern parts, drink a lot. That's because it's dark and you want to kill yourself during the winter months if you don't get drunk once in a while. But basically, Midsommar, you celebrate that by eating different crayfish and fish like herring, herring that has been put in basically like some kind of, we call it log in Sweden. It's basically like, fuck, I don't know what it's called in English. It's called ättiksprit. I don't know. It's like some acidic stuff, and basically you have like pepper in it, and you have onions in it, and you basically let the herring sit in that for like 2 or 3 days, so it like soaks up like the onion taste and stuff like that, and you eat it with the sour cream, or just as it is basically. And there's a lot of different, there's like mustard sauce for it. There's a ton of different sauces. There's onion sauce. I like the onion taste the best. I don't like mustard that much. I like mustard, but I don't like it for fish. I like it for hot dogs and burgers and meat, but fish, nah, I don't think mustard fits with fish, and I think most people who have a brain would agree with me. And here's the regular problem: no one actually puts down any ammo on the entire map. So what do? I pick up a kit and put down some ammo, and feed myself some ammo, and feed the rest of the team some ammo. Goddamn assholes. But basically, Midsommar, or the middle of the summer, it's basically a big excuse to get shit-faced drunk. I mean, we Swedes, we love to get drunk. We fucking love to get drunk. I mean, the average Swede, I would probably guess, drinks twice as much alcohol a year than the average American, for example. I would guess actually Canadians drink closer to our amount, since they're also like in a cold and dark country, so to say. So I'm gonna guess they're like, you're gonna drink a little bit more. Where they're more like us. And also something you do during Midsommar, or the middle of the summer, is that you dance around the Midsummer pole, and that's basically a pole. It's a, to be put it simple, it's a cross that has 2 rings on each of the outer arms of the cross. It's just like a Jesus cross, basically, with 2 rings hanging from each of the crosses, and you put flowers and leaves and branches and stuff like that over all of the pole, and you basically dance around and sing stupid Swedish folk songs like små grodorna är lustiga att se, små grodorna är lustiga att se, goa kaka, goa kaka, shit like that, basically. It's a lot more fun when you're drunk, trust me. Oh my god. But that is just it's just amazing traditions, and I think I'm gonna talk more about like Swedish stuff in other videos, because it seems like a lot of you guys wanna hear about what goes on in Sweden, and we're kind of a special country, so I think I got a lot of stories and shit to tell you guys. So as usual, thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.